All right, hey folks, ready to get started here. Continuing moving my website from Jekyll over to um, Hugo. Just an idea. This is what's generated out from Jekyll right now. We're going to be going over to Hugo. So something I noticed just a second ago, I've been doing some straightening. We're getting some stuff cleaned up. Uh, I've put all the site assets in together here. Um, so here's going to be the actual Hugo site, and then here's my original Jekyll site. I've still got the original posted. Oh, actually, this is the original. So I cleaned up a whole bunch of stuff in here um, that was old that was for the way that I had to do a development branch that Hugo actually takes care of much better. Um, so this is all the stuff that I need to get moved. Um, in prod, it's really just a post directory, but I'm keeping all the rest of this stuff. Pardon me. I'm keeping all the rest of this stuff, and I'll need the image graphics, and I'm keeping some things like the layouts and the plugins because that way I can actually regenerate the site in Jekyll if I need to. In fact, that's actually something to try because I haven't actually tried this yet. Original site, so we're going to go into the prod directory, Jekyll build, I think is it. So this will give you an idea about how long this takes. So it's going up into an HTML directory. It's one level up, which we should see right here. That wasn't there a second ago. And so it's generating all this stuff. There's a whole bunch of pages. So that took 16 seconds. So that's a good baseline. There's nothing in Hugo yet, but traditionally the times that I've messed with it, um, Hugo serve. Actually, you can just do Hugo 95 milliseconds. So there's nothing in there yet, but it's significantly faster. When I was doing, it looked like it's gonna be significantly faster. We'll see what it is with all 800 files in there. I did a test where I threw a whole bunch of stuff in there, all the files from Jekyll, and it seemed to do it very quickly. But today what I'm going to do is work on copying the Jekyll files. Just get rid of this, we don't need that anymore. From this post directory into the corresponding directory that Hugo has. Um, uh, hey there. So what we're coding is I'm moving my website from Jekyll to Hugo, both static site engines. And what I'm going to be doing right now is migrating all these posts from Jekyll into the Hugo uh, uh, directory, which is content posts. So I put a test post there, and actually we can see if we do Hugo serve with D for drafts. Whoops. And then we go to localhost 1313. So this is the test post. Actually, let me bring up another tab. Woodshed, my site. So if we open this up, we can see content posts. Here's the thing. Quick brown fox. And what's cool about Jekyll is, or excuse me, about Hugo is it's got live reload in it, so it just automatically reloads basically as fast as you do anything. So if we put another quick brown fox here and save it, it just immediately jumps over. Oh, interesting. I would have expected that to make a new paragraph, but it didn't. It makes a new paragraph on the, so this is the home page, and then you read more and it gets to the actual post test page. I know there's some ways to mess with that, so this is a summary, which I think, yeah, so on the home page or on the list page, you can actually put a summary in, so we'll be messing with some of that too. But I started playing with the script to make this move yesterday, and I put that somewhere that's here probably. Jekyll migration scripts. All right, so, oh, actually, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, so we're gonna fire up the Python virtual environment. Try and shake the camera less. And then go into transform. Oops. Oh, yeah, my computer crashed because Docker freaked out. So let's get rid of this. Let's remove this .transform swap file because it broke. Now we're going to try this again. All right, let's see if I can keep this here so I can see it. All right, so I'm not doing, I'm hard coding a bunch of stuff right now for this. I'm doing what's called shameless green, which is just trying to get this stuff going for the most part. So don't need that. Let me just run the test suite and see what happens. On 23. Oh, move files. So, whoops. Just pass on this. Line 10. What's going on? No file pathlib. What? That doesn't make any sense. No module name pathlib. Pathlib. What is happening? From pathlib. Path, no module named pathlib. What? It's literally right there. Okay, this went sideways quick. All right, let's see. Let's make sure. Which Python? It's not using the right Python. Oh, I know why. I've run into this before. So I moved directories. This used to be sitting on my desktop, and I created a virtual environment when it was on the desktop. And what we're going to see here, I think it's in here. Nah, somewhere, I don't remember where it is. But somewhere what it's actually doing is there's a hard-coded variable for the Python that's pointing to the one at the desktop, and it's not there anymore, so it's falling back to Python 2. That's why which Python is giving me the system Python here. Okay, so figured it out. So we're going to delete that. And actually, remove stale. That shouldn't have been in the repo anyways. So now what we're going to do, git ignore, and we're going to get rid of that directory. I'm just going to go ahead desktop. Ignore. Alright, so now Python 3 module, virtual environment, in a folder called virtual environment. And we're going to make that real quick. Git status should be all good. Yep. So we're ignoring the virtual environment properly. And now, what do we want to do? Source it. Virtual environment, bin activate. Now if we do Python version, no wait, sorry. Yeah, well there you go. Which Python, yeah, it gives us that full, yeah. Yeah, so there's the Python to Python 3, Python 3, use your local bin, Python 3. Interesting. Okay, whatever, it's working. And so now, this should work because path lives in Python 3. Okay, good. Now we actually get such directory. All right, 3968, delete files in folder. Okay. So we're going to go to line 68. We're going to 38, which is what calls it. 30, delete files in folder. Okay, so the output directory is set improperly. And so I'm actually doing this test in production effectively, or I'm testing to the directory that's going to be the production directory. Just because it's all kind of a test right now. Which Alan Louis Smith, Hugo site, content, posts, pwc, copy it, which is the command that I made. Put that there. Okay, and so now what we need to do, test file exists. Oh, I'm getting a spam call. And my Bluetooth apparently on my speaker called it out. Okay, so woodshed, let's just change these. alanwsmith.com. I could do a search and find and replace this, but get file name from datepath. Oh, actually, I do need to figure that out. Jekyll original site, prod, posts, right? Yeah, so I need to go all the way to here. Oops, which one was that? (2005, 10, 12). 2005. I'm just grabbing the directory. Maybe. Now I'm going to open this just to get it easy. 10, 12. I just did model rockets. I don't know why I didn't do the. Actually, let's make the first one. And then what we're going to do first Fist post. Different thing. Yeah, that MD. What's this gonna do? That blew up in about 8 different ways. Everybody saw that a second ago, right? False is not true. Test if final file exists. The screen of death MD. Oh, okay. All right, let me get back to green here really quick. Okay. All right, I want to have posts, first post, that MD. Okay. And now I need to do first post. So I'm just setting up a basic test run. There we go. So I'm green. So all that's doing come on, is in the Hugo site. I'm just making a folder. This is basically just an integration test. Oh, it gets deleted in different test runs. But basically what I'm doing is touching a file right here that's called first post So that's going to be my integration test. Is once that is there for real, and I've run the rest of the stuff, I can actually drop this out, and oh, actually, I wonder. And so what we can do is go down here. So run main. We're actually going to run it for real once we finish. What's the thing called? I think we're calling JM. Yeah. So this script will run the test, and if the test suite passes, it then calls run main down here. And so what I can do is run the test suite and then actually run it for real, which I forget what my process is called. Move files. And so now what we should see, yeah, is just a touch file right there. So now what we can do is check and see if we get the posts, before post and post, we're going to print all the posts out. Whoops, maybe not. No, because there's no post in that directory. We got to go to the right directory here. So that's something else we should do, but I'm going to refactor that in a second. So this is directory. Whoops. This is the directory. I'm going to do any number of directories star.md to grab all the MD files. Why didn't that work? Oh, because that's the wrong directory still. I want to get to the post directory inside my Jekyll thing, pwc for copying it, which, so pwc is just something I wrote that takes pwd and throws it to the pbcopy, the pasteboard on a Mac, which is the clipboard. So pwd gets this. I don't want pwc to copy it. And then, whoops. We're going to do this star star to go to the directories. You could just do 1 star and it would go. I'm pretty sure that would descend as many directories are there, but it only goes 1 level deep. So this should do it. And there's all the files. So now what we're doing, so I've got this get file name from date path set up, which basically in Jekyll, let's do this. In Jekyll, in the post and the prod, the way that Jekyll is formatted the files, you format the files with year, month, day, and then the post name. You don't do that in Hugo. I'm also removing the directory, but basically what I'm doing is I want to grab the base name of the file minus all this stuff, and so that's what this does. And there's a test down there that proves that works. So now I've got the post path is really what that is, right? This is really post paths. I should set up a webcam over there and point it at me, I'm realizing, which I could do. Not today. Just to keep the camera from bouncing, because it'll be off my lap. So now I've got the post paths, and then what I want to do is grab post file name equals self dot get file name from date path post path. Post file names. See if we got that. There you go. So those are all the files that we want to move. And now, whoops. Copy a file. Is that, I don't know if that's Python 3 copy file. Yep. Okay, copy 2, whatever. Though it does not metadata. So this is my grimoire. This is where I take notes on stuff. Normally I would have just run straight off of this, but it didn't say whether that was for Python 2 or for Python 3, and it's been a while. That note was originally for 2017, should have been 3 or whatever. But actually, I didn't know when it was at all. I didn't look at it. But I just know that it didn't say Python 3 or 2 explicitly, so I wanted to get it. So from, so those are here. Shutil import copy 2. Okay, so now what we need want to factor out the, make sure we're still green here. Yeah, we're still green. Yeah, even though we're not getting the report of it being green, that's because it's running main, which actually I can turn that off for now, just so we can see the report. And actually, what's the best way to do this? What is the best way to do this? I guess I should do Jekyll-dir, Hugo-dir. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to crash because we need to pass the Jekyll-dir. I should do this with keyword args, but for now this will be fine. Jekyll-dir, and then we need our Hugo-dir. That's going to cause some duplication there, but I'm stuck. There we go. Jekyll-dir, Hugo-dir. And again, I'm not super worried about this because this is all new and still kind of being tested, so Jekyll-dir, Hugo-dir, back to green, output directory, Hugo-dir. Yeah, so I'm testing in the same directory that's my production directory, which eventually I'll fix that, but right now it's fine. We don't need to mess with that at the moment because that's less interesting and it's not going to hurt anything from now. So I've got all the posts. Now I need to figure out how to copy them. So post file name. And now I need to do, this should be easy. And so let me just verify. So if we do this, it's going to break because I'm not touching that file, so nothing exists. But I should be able, once I fix this, or once I update this, whatchamacallit. Actually, hang on a second. I'm just trying to make sure if anything comes across the chat. I see it. Super unlikely, but just in case. So now I need to assemble output or destination path. It's going to be the Hugo-dir plus post file name. Let's do this. Source path. Destination path. Alright, is that gonna work? No. Aha. So two things we did wrong here. Pardon me, thing one, I should not drink carbonated beverages during this. Probably really at all, but you know, during this especially. Equals Hugo dir. There we go. So model rocket. Oh, that's why I used model rocket, because it came up last at one point. So here's the source path, and here's the destination path. So now sure, why not? If we do copy 2 from post path, destination path, what should happen is in this post, oh, that's weird. Why wasn't there oh, because I turned off main. We should have a whole bunch of files there now. Yep, a lot slower because it's actually copying files. Oh, broke something. Go. Gotcha. It probably just ate them all. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that on the test because that's going to take a while. So this is where I'm going to need to do other directories. So we need to do this Jekyll dir Hugo dir, and now it's going to take time again. That's okay. Obviously, it took like half a second. If I could do this, there's probably less of the background there. Yeah, so this is why. There we go. So now we should see all the files in post. Nice. Now this is gonna be kind of all over the place. Ooh, yeah, look at that one. So I'm keeping files in this directory that we want to deal with. So let's see what happens if we run Jekyll now, or Hugo now. Oh, thanks, it updated. Ah, oh, look at all that. Cool. 85. Is that how many is on the actual site? 107. Oh, this is just posts, and there's other stuff somewhere. I'm not sure. So one thing I want to do then is throw this to Sublime Text just so I can get to the README easily. Let's make sure. So that's my README. This is the stuff I'm kind of working on. But so it moved initially, which is great. Excuse me. This is also fun because I haven't actually seen how Hugo works. Now, 2011. See, some of these have dates and some of them don't. So I wonder. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Photographs, Photo 360. Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff we can look at. Um, but let's see. So this is actually be the first thing we're going to tackle is getting the dates lined up, I guess. Um, actually, how does Python YAML work? So the way that these posts work is there's a YAML config up at the top of them that gives you some idea of what's going on. I need to figure out how to parse that for. Oh yeah, apparently. Wow, did I just get that exact same thing? No. But photographs, Photos 360. Those are the categories. So, how many category pages? Oh yeah, category pages. Look at this. Okay, I'm super impressed with Hugo with the stuff it does out of the box here. Just got to get the dates. Yeah, dates will be the first thing we do. Um, all right, I think we're gonna need to install. Well, let's commit that. Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna do all those posts. Oops. Okay. Yeah, and so I'm just working on master. Why didn't I catch those? Oh, because I wasn't up there. Uh, I'm not worried about going off of a branch on this because I'm just gonna, for my site, I'm just gonna be sitting there and doing, just going off a master. Like, I can bounce back and forth on that. And that makes it easier for me. It's gonna reduce the friction to make posts. So anything I can do to reduce friction, which is one of the reasons I'm actually moving to Hugo, is because of the site. Oh, and actually, yeah. So Jekyll took 16 seconds to do all those posts. Hugo takes 1.1 seconds, 1.2 if we're gonna bounce it up a little bit. So way faster. And then also it looked like if we just made a change, my father's flag. Where am I going? Oh, yeah. that took half a second to rebuild all of it and get the here showing up. See if we actually see this go. Ready? Boop. There you go. So that changes once I bounce off. So Sublime Text autosaves. So however long it takes for me to switch over, that's how long it takes. Super fast. About a half second. All right, cool. So now what we need to do is figure out how to parse YAML. And I'm guessing there's not a built-in YAML, right? No, okay. Pip install py YAML, I think is what it said. I know I shouldn't drink this, but it's better. All right. Oh, so the other thing I need to do is actually set up test paths. I'm just gonna use all these for the test cases. Oh, actually, I'm gonna leave the output. Drafts, test cases. Okay. All right, there's the first one. All right, what am I doing? Test cases. Mm. All right, so let me just move all those. Oh, yeah. So the Jekyll dir is going to become, we're just the same directory in, right? Oops. Test cases. Also, for now, I want to not run the main. Is this going to work? Ooh, still ran everything. Oh, that's because I'm hard-coded here. So this goes to the Jekyll dir. which should be self.jekylldir. Jekyll post dir. Jekyll post glob. So all I'm trying to do right now is get this blend up again. Test cases, why didn't that work? Does it have to be a full path? Which alanlibysmith.com. Okay, why isn't that working? Oh, I know why. Because there's not a directory there. There we go. Close the error. Why is that breaking? Transform Jekyll post U line 70 test and final jam move files. Which test? Final. Oops. Ha. Jekylldir. Just make these global. HugoDir. That works surprisingly well. HugoDir. Is that going to do it? Oh, wait. This might be none type. Move files. I think this is choking right here. move files, post path, file name group one, none has no. Oh, I see what's going on. This file does not have I'm gonna just get rid of it for right now. That file doesn't have a date start in front of it. Okay, there's that one. I'm gonna grab that one. Now it should work because all those have that date pattern isn't there, so it's looking for this date pattern right here. Not gonna work. Yeah. Good news is I did all the path stuff as well, except for this one right here. Actually, do we need this one? Nope. See, we're getting clean. Do we have that post in there? Yeah, there it is. First post, yeah. Okay, so that can still work for our test file. And just to make sure that that's legit, that should fail. Good. Deal with files that don't start with a date. Okay. Set up paths as variables. And so I'm still doing here you go, dir. Yeah, I'm still doing the Hugo dir to kind of the output. So test cases are coming in. And the reason I'm sticking with the Hugo dir is, whoops, is to have this page still work. Whoa, except it's not working. Why isn't it working? There should be post there. What's going on now? There are no posts there. Oh, right, because I'm not running main. I need to do that to actually see the test cases. So that's cool. And I could do that with all the files, but that's gonna take longer. I'd rather make it go faster. There's the, okay, good. Yeah, this actually works good because the dates are the first thing I want to tackle, and these dates are all over the place. All right, now, so how do we are we going to test that? Yeah, how are we going to test that? I could call. I could actually call the URL. That seems a little crazy. What's the best way to test this? Why don't we first just see if we can get the YAML? So I'm going to go into Code Runner. YAML post extractor. This is probably going to break because I didn't do. Oh no, it worked. Look at that. Actually, what's in here? Let's start by just getting the YAML. I mean, we can actually test this. Let's see what a good one to get is. That's a good one. Oops. So let's grab. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do this yet, so I'm just throwing stuff in here. Get YAML block from file. And we're going to get it from our Jekyll directory. Now it's going to fail because we don't have this yet. Oops, that didn't work so good. Get YAML block from file self file path. I'll stop main for a minute just to. what do we could expect here? Okay, so I should be able. Let's bring us back in here. Test cases, basic text. So I should be able to do layout. What's going on? Okay, all kinds of stuff broke. That was super weird. I don't like the undo in Vim. It does way too much. There's probably a way to deal with that, but that's for another time. So all I'm doing is just getting what should be that'll actually work by itself, won't it? All right, so now what we can do is return that same thing. This is shameless green. Oops. So all I'm doing oops. What is redo? There we go. Control R. All I'm doing is just copying that out. Now what I'm trying to do is actually get the YAML block. So I'm green on my tests. Now what I need to do is replace or is put stuff in here that gets me the same return value. So for the file, how do I do? That's line by line. Slurp file. There we go. Um, so I probably want to go into a single variable. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I think I can split this stuff out. So with open file path, let's make sure that actually works. Yep. Post string equals, oops, as f dot read, right? Okay, there it is. So now actually what I want to do is, how do you unit test skip? Yeah. Because I just want to see my, oh, actually, I guess what I really don't need is these prints. There you go. That way I can actually see what I'm doing here. And so now what I want to do is I should be able to split Python split. Text split x. Okay, so that turns it. Okay, got it. Because the YAML is already post sections equals post string dot split on that post sections 0. Let's see what that gets us. 1. Boom, there's our YAML. Now, YAML dict equals, what was it? YAML safe load. So now if we hide this, I think it's going to break on the date, but it's going to be very close. Yep. Oh, so it automatically converts it into a date time object. That's kind of cool. So now if we do this, oops, paste that, it's probably going to break because I don't think I have date time date in there. just import datetime. It'll do it. All right, there we go. Grabbing all the YAML data and pushing it in. Nice. See, this is where it's going to get tricky. Boop. All right, so let's do this. And yeah, it's really funny. This is actually one of those things where I could probably just about go through all this stuff manually because there's like 800 posts and just take care of it manually. But why do that when you can spend longer writing code to do it? So, anyways, and this is more fun. Though this is gonna be one of those. There's definitely gonna be interesting parts to this. So how do I want to get? Oh, now the other trick is how am I gonna put it back? No, I'm not gonna worry about that yet. 'convert YAML original date. So now what I'm gonna do is just go through and create test cases Twenty 12 7 19. So all I want to have is test cases that just do little tests of the YAML, which I'm going to pass as a it's really clean up metadata, isn't it? Because it's not actually in a YAML format right there. So this has originally posted. So that's gonna, whoa, invalid syntax. So what happened? Oh, missing a close friend. Yes, there's no cleanup metadata yet, so now there's going to be a cleanup metadata. Let's put this up here in alphabetical order. And we know that's going to be return this. That's going to be I'm always weirded out. I don't know if like I think it works fine, but like I guess that overwrites the variable. Metadata equals whatever. Date. Date time, date 2012, 7/18, which we know is off by 1. Right. 19, there we go. And also we're gonna take this off for now. And we're gonna take this off for now. Actually, we can just get rid of those. I should be adding documentation to these. I'll do that in a minute. So I haven't figured out a good way to format these yet. So if so now what we need to do is pull this out. If it's in there, we're going to add a date. Shit, that just did it. Cool. I mean, crap, that just did it. Oh, yeah. That's actually good because it's got one extra. Oh, those tests are going to fail. No, they're not. Cool. So I just need to get rid of Python remove key from dictionary. Should I click the Stack Overflow answer first just to give them Stack Overflow love? This will return my key if key exists in the dictionary and none otherwise. If the second parameter is not specified, key error is raised. Okay, so we know we know it exists because we just looked for it here. We know originally posted there. So then what we do is metadata top key name. Now this passes. There we go. So that converts originally posted into date. And now what we need to do is add it back in. What's the best way to do this? So really what I want to do is get the file data. First what we're going to do though is we're going to save that. Or we're going to commit that. All right, that may be it for now. Date name, get the YAML block from file, file path. So really what I want to do is get the file block. Yeah, so I want to grab the file block as its own thing. File as string. This is going to break. File path is not defined. I want this as a test file. Ooh, only that. Or that. Sometimes I hit stuff in Vim and have no idea what's happening. Post string. Did it work? Okay, so there we go. So that's posted. So you pass the file as a string. So how do I want to test? Do I even want to test? So all I'm doing is assembling parts. That's going to break now. So with open post path as f post as string equals f dot read. Metadata equals with post as string. Are we still alive? So we've got that. We've got the post as a string. Metadata equals. I don't like the fact that I'm doing this differently. Clean up metadata. One of these days I'm going to remember to do self in front of those. There's all the metadatas. So and if we do this, which should be post parts equals post as string split on those. There's all the various metadatas. Oh, Looks like I'm doing a quick look of here. Yeah, see, that's all the things I'm going to need to go through and clean up. I'll do that. That's fine. How do you write YAML? That's the next question. YAML safe load the data map. Saving data is just as easy. So with open destination path, now we're going to throw that back out as dest. Join those back. I have no idea if that's going to write. Yep. No such file directory quote test Hugo site content post. No. We want to write that. List object has no thing joins. Wait, what? No. Python join. String join. Why didn't that work? Oh, list doesn't work. Join list. Wait, what? Why didn't that work? Print post parts. Sorry, I'm not talking as much. I'm a little fried. So there's a bunch of dates. 'Dates. 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 ' Most of these now have dates. That's cool. So this should show us the before and after. Yeah, there's originally posted, now it's going to date. Oh, it does a slightly different thing too. Alphabetizes it. That's cool. Um, Python join list. Why didn't that work? My list join. Solid world. Why? Yeah. So why isn't that? Why not working? List object has no attribute join. What am I doing wrong? Yeah. Screw you. Is this one of those? Aha. Add it backwards. Post parts. And now, if we do this, and we go back here, a bunch of these have dates. And if we uncopy it, or uncopy it, yep, perfect. So now we're adding dates into stuff. And we're doing our, this is the big key about what we need to do, which is just walk through and do cleanups of the metadata. So that's the two parts that were happening here is move the files, clean up the metadata while you're moving them. So that's going to be it. May find some other stuff to clean up as part of the process, but that'll do it. I really like this thing of like grab the thing as a string, split it out, and you can work on the individual parts. So we're going to work on the YAML different than the actual code for the thing, which we'll have the some of the content will also need to be adjusted. And this again, now it's just turned over very much to this is going to be much faster than doing the 800 post because I'll be able to burn through a bunch of this stuff quickly for the YAML. It's one thing, but then also there's going to be stuff inside the post that we need to do as well, and it'll make sure that we get it all. So that's cool. Okay, so now we're going to do this output updated metadata. And now what we need to do is leave a breaking change because I want something to give me a change to come back into. Oops. So I'm going to make a target here. Where I'm going to pass the same thing, remove slug, but then I'm also going to have slug is kill this. And so that's going to break. Whoa. Why didn't that break? Oh. Because cleanup metadata exists, that's why. But this is going to break because they're the same and they shouldn't be different. So that'll give me something to dig back into. I'll be able to go through and just remove the slug, and that'll let me get back into the code. So that's cool. So thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time, and hope you enjoy it.